I left the market being solemn. And I said, what can I do to help commoners, especially people who
in instances like this?
In instances like this. So it was from that minute I thought, okay, I must do something, even if whenever I witness something like this or similar, or find myself in similar situation, I must be able to do something. So one day I was discussing with my colleagues in school, and we were discussing law, and I said, that's it, I will do that. And I was good with literature. I loved literature. I used to compose my own poems, anything art. And in a way, art and law are interwoven, but people don't say okay. So, and for my parents, it was my choice, solely my choice. I felt I had to go for a profession, because at the time I didn't know art in itself was a profession. So I felt...
So it was just a passion? It
was a passion that had always been part of me. And so I said, okay, if I already have this, why not go for something I don't have, which I think is very human. So that was my journey into law.
Now, beautiful as that is, something that you have underlined here would be the fact that in that crowd,
yes,
people were unconscious of their rights.
Yes, they were.
Has that changed in this environment?
Would it be right for me to say that Nigeria is still a developing country?
That's the impression you have.
No, everyone is that. It's not. I believe we
should be apologetic about that.
Of course, we should be, because Nigeria is such a rich country in culture. We have everything. The weather alone. We don't have to wear jackets. All these European countries, you go there, they season, and they say, okay, give any human being sunshine, and you see what they will do with it. And we have everything, so why are we still here? But it is not a discussion I want to delve into.
No, we will delve into it, but not at this early stage, so we don't lose our viewers.
Exactly.
Now, but you have asked the question, so why are we still here?
Well, Nigeria has had she's had her own challenges in terms of growth and development. With good management, I believe that would attain those standards that the powers that have been able to achieve. It's just a matter of time. I mean, if we look into the history of the UK, they did it 200 years, 500 years, and they are still growing. It will be wrong to say any society is fully developed. I don't believe in that. So it's a matter of time. They had their ups and downs, and they worked on the mistakes. So I believe that with time, and as a focus are being thrown on areas of weaknesses
yes,
in Nigeria, there would always be room for improvement.
Okay, now so let's come back to where we occupy our minds in terms of our rights, in terms of our disposition to each other, in terms of the kind of how do we influence the environment itself if we don't know our rights?
Well, there are many ways we can influence our environment by being. Nigerians are very hardworking people. It's just direction. You find a lot. Okay, like I'll pick for instance now a lot of people who want to travel. There are no set-up centers to help. A lot of people, even in Nigeria, have money to travel out, but they don't have the guide. What are the requirements? They say go on the website of so country. They do not know how to go about it. Okay, there are still a lot of people that are illiterate in Nigeria. Where are the centers to help people who don't have the exposure? Someone going to say the UK for the first time or America for the first time, and they are saying, okay, yes, tax everybody. It's every citizen's right to pay tax. But then, what is the guide for this man? What documents does he need? Go on the website. He doesn't even know how to operate a computer. How does he go about it? Abroad, you have centers to help people. You have job centers for people who are seeking for work, employment. These are the areas I believe that if the government and even us as citizens, we have individual responsibility to contribute to our quota. And I think Nigeria is getting there. A lot of people with the recession now ongoing are devising ways and thinking of income, because even I don't think people still are going to survive with the recession. So a lot of people are making use of ideas, and they are delving into it. So it's part of development.
Okay, so let's come back to your passion. Let's leave the troubled spots for now. Let's come back to your passion.
Okay.
So, primary school,
secondary
school,
so
university, no studying, but you kept drawing.
Yes, I kept drawing through. And university, these are one of the challenges, I'm sorry to take us back again, that you have. After writing my JAMB, I filled in to study law, but there was no slot. So I had to go into sociology, which is very related and interwoven with law, and it has a lot to do with literature, history, philosophy,
anthropology, the way the societies evolve.
Exactly,
yes.
Studying human beings. So
Yes.
it was the closest I could get to law. So I delved into sociology, and I
Gradually, knowledge in the area also.
So but all through university, when universities go on strike, you'll find me doing my artwork. So most of the time I didn't even used to use my pocket money, because already I had a source of income. And my dad used to commission me, oh, it's my friend's 40th birthday.
Can you do something?
Can you do a portrait? But I never knew it could be a major source of income or otherwise. So, but I kept doing it was in university I discovered, because someone saw some paintings of mine and said, oh, who did this? How much is it going for? So we negotiated, and that was it. So all through university, I had something to occupy me aside school. But one thing, I never missed this goes to the young folks at home. I never missed my lectures.
And you never missed your exams.
I never missed my exams. My notes were always up to date. I never missed one lecture. And to God be the glory, I never took ill. So, but once I dropped my paper for the last exam,
you got into your
I already had my materials.
So you were managing your time appropriately.
Oh, yes.
So you're saying that whilst in the university,
yes,
you can have a passion.
Oh, yes.
And you can have a course of study.
Oh,
so you
yes.
don't need to say to yourself, oh, no, I can't do anything, I'm helpless.
No. And my parents were very supportive, because once they dedicated a room to my artwork. And in fact, when I was about 6, you always find me picking things, stones. Oh, I love this stone. Picking things all around. And my aunts and uncles used to call me Yaoshogo because of that. Because they found me really strange. What is this? Why is she picking stones?
At this age?
Clay. My mom's second kitchen was filled with clay. Every month they have to clean it out, because Tayo has made a mess of the place. Because I found it very useful, because there was a zinc there where I could wash my hand. There were pots there where I could mix my clay. So they just used to. I was not alone as a child.
Yes, but they found a way to accommodate you.
Yes, because I didn't like spending a lot of time. I believed that I could create something with clay, and you always find molds, images, and all that without any formal training.
Okay, now let's come to that. You were not formally trained as an artist.
No.
And yet you have found such strong expressions. So how do you discipline yourself to have that firm control of getting the pictures on the canvas? How did you do that?
Just like law, art, it's a discipline of the eyes and the control of the hands. So you must marry the two. And then it depends on the character. It depends on the person, the personality involved. For me, all my life, not because of my choice, my life has been conformed to discipline. Right from my home, where chores were designated to my siblings and the children. So you have your responsibility. So that, I think, was the foundation of me focusing and being precise. Yes. So that molded me. And then university, because of that, once it's holiday, you will not find me. I never attended a school party. I was always holed off in the room, or spending quality time with my friends. It's a way of relaxation, or listening to good music, or going to the museums. You will always find me at the zoo, because I would be busy sketching. So it depends on what every individual enjoys. Those were the things that made me happy, and they still make me very happy. And I used to read a lot.
To broaden your mind.
Yes, to broaden my mind.
You have said something here. I want to use that as a canvas. This idea or the ideal home environment. You said at the time you were growing up, chores were apportioned.
Oh yes, my
and
mom.
You must complete your chores.
You must do it, and I went to a very.
So what is wrong with us now? Today's society.
It is not what is what life, as a sociologist as well. Life is always evolving. In Nigeria today, way back, whilst I was growing up, mothers were to look after the children and have something by the side to complement
the income coming from the father.
The income coming from the father. The husband is seen as a beneficiary, the sole giver, provider of the home. The income from the moms were complementary, and you find someone like my mom she had a salon, and she would use the income. Okay, let me buy Tayo some lovely singlets, let me buy her brother some shining shoes, but not like, let me use that money to pay school fees. So times are changing. Now we are at that era where income has to be merged between couples, and that's, I think, these are I'm not saying we should go back to that age where, but
moms are just
life is evolving. I mean, I was having a discussion with a friend some time back, like 2 weeks ago, and we were discussing this very issue now. And they said, oh, mothers are no longer there, women are not responsible. I said, no, it is wrong for you to say that as a man, because if as a family person, and my husband earns less and I have a better job, would you say I should give up that job and not support him?
Yes.
That's why there are many house helps now being engaged, because a vacuum needs to be filled. If I were to be a banker and I have to close late and the work is very tasking and my husband is an engineer, how do I marry all that conveniently? So these are the things we still learn from our mothers. And I go to my mother's friends that are fully engaged in their professions, and I learned one or two things. There are still people from that era who are working up to today, and a typical example is Mrs. Shadi Ononuga. She is a mentor. She works. And she doesn't have a house help. I said, Mom, how do you do this? I don't see myself in 50 years' time doing what you do. She said, well, you have to draw your inner strength and you have to know who you are. So these are the things. A lot of people, you ask them, they don't have mentors. Who are your role models? In art, I have mentors. In law, I have mentors. So
you say to our viewers at home?
Yes, you need to be, you cannot know it all. We all feel that we know it all, but you cannot. Who are your role models? Who do you want to be like, although not to be compared to? But you need role models. You have to learn from people who've experienced life so that they can help channel your path. Okay,
let's come back to the painting.
Okay.
Some of your works that we have like portraitures.
Oh, yes.
Why? Is that what you specialized in? You like portraits?
I love portraits because I find in every face, the human face is so interesting.
So the
human face.
What is in my face now?
I see someone who is cheerful. Right now, I don't know, but what I'm saying right now, I see someone who is cheerful and dedicated. The strong features, I can see hard work. Around the lines, around the eyes. Even the eyes they say is the window to the soul. So through a person's eyes, you can tell a lot. I'm not a scientist.
A psychologist.
I'm not a psychologist, but art has a lot to do with that. You have to study your features thoroughly. You could find me with a picture seated for hours.
Gazing at that picture.
Gazing and concentrating and trying to reflect it in my brain. Because with every feature it differs. I'm not going to just say, oh, it has a round face, so you draw something. It's being focused, concentration, and having the control of your hand, because most of the time what a lot of people, they say, oh, a lot of my friends come to me, they watch me paint and other, I can't paint a thing. I say, no, you can't paint a thing, and I've been able to prove a lot of them wrong.
That they can actually paint.
That they can actually paint. It depends on your dedication. Just like someone who wants to be a philanthropist. The dedication, the passion is what drives us, and that's why they say most of the time that, okay, follow what you're good at.
Okay, what do we have on screen now?
This is the Oba of Benin that has just been newly crowned. And
this was a special sitting, or you took it from one of his pictures?
Study of many pictures, and
wow.
I have my own personal
wow.
picture. Study from the coronation, study, but it's a mixture. You will not find, okay, with this now he's wearing white regalia.
Yes.
For the coronation, he wore the beads, which are made to understand weight about 20 kg altogether. So that's a lot of weight, and it's a study of the culture as well. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So
20 kg with beads on
his body. So, and
that is huge.
Oh yes, and he has
to move around with all that.
Yes, that's why you have two people supporting his hand as guide. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that, but this is where art has really helped me, because it helps you to research into why things are the way they are. And I have an exhibition going on, like I said, Standing Before Kings, and that's why you have the painting of the Oba of Benin, Oba of Lagos, at carefully selected 44.
Yes, so we have the Oba of Lagos there, yes.
Yes, 44.
Same white regalia though.
Yes, because
but
white.
This crown is quite different from what I normally see.
Yes, they alternate. He has many crowns. There are different crowns for different functions. But this is where art comes in. You play with your colors. Most of the clothes that the traditional rulers, the subjects are wearing, are not what featured in the pictures. It's my own creation.
Wow. So this texture of this dress that we're seeing here is created by you?
Yes.
Wow.
The most important thing, not necessarily, but you have to study the feature, because if the painting of his face is not similar to what we have in real life, then it's not him. Yes. But the interplay of the colors, the regalia, it's my own imagination. He has crowns like that. The most important thing is the tassel by the side, and the design.
Yes,
but the colors were solely my own creation.
Now you said, okay, the ongoing exhibition is Standing Before Kings.
Oh yes.
So are you dedicating that to royalties? Is that?
Oh yes, it's strictly for royalties.